Hey, Floris Bekker here. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about Supertramp, 𝗙𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗲. And Supertramp, I've been a fan of this band since I was 12, and I've seen them in a live show back in 2002. And man, that was such a great live show. I mean, I've seen a lot of live shows in my life, and this one was definitely in the top 3. They announced their final song that evening and left the stage. And I've never seen a crowd go that wild ever. I mean, wild doesn't even describe it. I mean, they went berserk. And of course, they came back on stage and finished their set. And it was definitely a memorable evening. So 𝗙𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗲 is one of their famous songs. It's an absolute dream to play on the acoustic guitar. It's such an awesome strumming part. And we're going to dive into it. So grab your guitar. I do have to say that learning this song, you do need to be familiar with 16th strumming. So if you're not familiar with 16th note rhythm, I've done some videos in the past talking about rhythm, and you can check the playlist right here. Okay, the first chord we're going to play in this song is the A7. And we're going to play the A7, like so, to the D. And the rhythm sounds like this. It has an upbeat, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, pa-ta, pa-ta, 2 and 3, pa-ta, pa-ta, 2 and 3, up, down, 2 and 3, up, down. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so when we've played the A7 to the D, in between we'll do some extra strumming, and then we're going to play the same strumming part, but then from G back to A7. So the whole strumming part sounds like this: 1, 2, 3. And the strumming part is 1, 2, 3, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the bridge, which starts on the B minor chord, which is the only bar chord in this song. And then we'll go to the E sus4 with the pinky, and then release the pinky, and then we'll play the E chord. That will sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So I'll play that slow. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. And then we're going to go to the D with an F sharp in the bass. And then playing it back to a G chord. I can't go into the strumming part rhythmically too much because it will take up too much time. I may do another video about it. So if this is going too fast, then it would be best to check out again my rhythm video in the link right here. So E sus4 to E, and then D chord with an F sharp in the bass. And I'm using the index finger on the second position of the 6th string. My middle finger goes to the 3rd string in the 2nd position. And then my ring finger goes to the 3rd position, 2nd string. The 5th string underneath my index finger is muted. And the 1st string underneath my ring finger is muted. So the only strings that are ringing is string 6, string 4, string 3 and string 2. And it's only played really briefly, and then right after you'll go to the G chord. So it sounds like this. 3, starting from the E sus4. 3 and 4 and... And it's played in the upbeat. So to time that strumming in on the D with the F sharp, I'm playing a muted stroke on the beat to perfect my timing. So I'm playing it like this. 3, 1, 2, 3. No, it's 4 and I think. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. Tappa. Yeah, so it's the 16th offbeat. That's what it is. So you're playing the 16th offbeat. Tappa, tappa. So 1, 2, 3, tappa. 1, 2, 3, tappa. So again, we're gonna play it from the E sus4. 1, 2, 3. Or let's play it from the B minor. That's maybe easier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and here it comes. Okay, so I'll play the whole song later in this lesson again. So if this went too fast later on in this video, I'll play the whole part slowly again. For now, let's look at the chords of the next part. You're gonna go from the G chord. So we had the E sus4 to E, D over F sharp, or D with an F sharp in the bass, to the G chord. And then we're gonna go to an A chord here. So I'm placing my ring finger on string 4 and my middle finger on string 2, position 4, respectively position 3. And we're looking at this chord as an A chord. So the strumming part will be from the 5th string down. And then I'll go back to the A7 chord like this, with my index finger on string 4 and the middle finger on string 2. And then I'm gonna go back to that other A7 chord. I'm not going to go into the details of this chord. And then I'm playing the same A7 shape, but then in position 5, with the open strings that surround those notes ringing together. So first we have this, then this, then back here, and then I'm sliding my middle finger 2 positions forward on the 2nd string, and then I'm going to place my index finger on top again. And then I'll go back to the A7 chord in the open position, and then back to D. Sounds like this. 3, 4, and... So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so at the end of this strumming part, you can hear the strumming of the verse coming back, this part. Okay, so let's play this whole part, starting at the verse, slowly. 1, 2, 3. Minor, 𝗙𝗎𝗇4, back to D. So a thing to look into is the strumming hand. When you're strumming 16th notes, the motion, looking at the quarter notes, I'm playing the quarter notes here, the motion is already prepared so you can play the 8th notes downwards like this, these are the 8th notes, or the 16th notes with an alternate strumming. So the quarter notes or the 8th notes or the 16th notes doesn't change anything in my hand movement. My hand movement is in every 3 of those rhythms the same. So if I wouldn't be if I would mute the sound and I would play a strumming part like this, and you wouldn't be able to hear what I'm playing, this could be any type of rhythm. This could be only quarter notes. This could be a quite intricate 16th strumming part. Okay, so let me give you an example. It could be this. Or this. Or this. It could be any type of rhythm. So back to this part. We're playing 6th intervals within the chord. And I'm just shifting. Until I'm back around. So major 6th, minor 6th, major, major, minor 6th, minor, major, major, minor. And what you can do is you can create a melody by sliding from one position to the other using the A string as a pedal like this. You can create all types of melodies with a trick like that. That is what's happening in this part of the song. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play it over a rhythm click. I strongly advise always to use a metronome because that will give you context. and we're going to play the part starting from the B minor chord with a metronome on 64 BPM. I'm going to count it in. And 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... done. Okay, so when I'm playing it with a metronome click, you can hear it in context, and that will help you learning the rhythm. And it's also good to sing it without playing guitar. So starting from the B minor, 2, 3, 4, and da ba da ba da ba da da ba da ba da ba da da ba da da ba da ba da 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 ba da ba da ba da da. And then visualize the whole part inside your head, and if you can sing it, you can play it. Okay, we're going to skip the saxophone solo, and I'm going to talk about the ending. And the ending starts on a D chord, and we're going to shift this D chord to the 7th position, playing the open D. The shape is exactly the same, and then we're going to shift to position 9, also keeping that shape. And it sounds like this: 3 and 4 and... Let me play that with the rhythm click. 2, 3, and 4, and... And again. So we're going to play the D chord twice with a downstroke. And then we're going to play a muted stroke twice, down and up. And when landing on the second downstroke, I'm going to play the chord like this. And then the same thing for the next chord. And then there's in between this chord and this chord, there's only one muted stroke. And then this chord is played in the upstroke. And then, let me see. We're going to end twice on the D chord. On the offbeat. So, gonna count it in. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. And... Okay, then we're going to go to C chord with a D in the bass. And then we're going to play a melody with our pinky and our ring finger, and it sounds like this: 3 and 4 and... Within the rhythm click, 2, 3, and 4 and... And then we're going to play this chord, which is a G chord with a D in the bass. The D is the 5th, so it's the second inversion of a G chord. Yeah. So again, starting from the C with the D in the bass, 3 and 4 and... Play the G with the D in the bass, back to the D chord. 4 and... Let me just play those 2 chords over the metronome. 2, 3, and 4 and... 4, and in between I'm using a palm mute. So I'm muting at that point of the rhythm. And then I'm playing the offbeat with a downstroke. Again, over the rhythm click. 2, 3, and 4, and then you're gonna go back here. Back to the C. And then at the ending, at the D, he's gonna play this. All 16th notes. So, and again, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that part is going to be looped for many times. Okay, so looping will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so then we're going to play a C added 9 for a whole bar. Then we're going to play an E minor 7 for a whole bar. Then an A7 sus4, which is the index finger on string 4, position 2, and the ring finger on string 2, position 3. We'll play that for half a bar, and then we're going to play the G6 chord. So both fingers are in the 3rd position, and my middle finger is on string 6 and my ring finger on string 2, and I'm muting string 5. Half a bar, and then we'll play the A major chord for half a bar, and then we'll play the D riff again. And then we'll end an octave higher on the D in this position, which is position 14. And it would be helpful to have a cutaway like I have. If you don't have a cutaway, you'll need to pull some tricks there and stretch your fingers like that. What we're going to do, we're going to play this song alongside a metronome, 64 BPM. I'm going to do a short version without the solo in the middle and only one verse and the ending. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. Minor. So that concludes this lesson regarding Give a Little Bit from Supertramp. If this lesson was helpful to you, give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel and help me reach 1,000 subscribers. And of course, in the end, a lot more than that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.